All right, thanks for joining us today. I've got a great guest here in Aidan Chant, who's the brand manager for the Spirit of Motorsport. Welcome, Aidan.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Happy to do this and give a glowing report of our experience with you. It's been really good and a lot to say. So, yeah, thanks for inviting me on.
No worries at all, mate. No worries at all. Well, maybe if you can tell us a little bit about what your organisation does, Aidan, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm as you said, mate. My name's Aidan. So I'm the brand manager for the Spirit of Motorsport TV, which is now emerged into. Basically, we're a content platform for the motorsport community, and we launched earlier this year with the help of yourselves. Actually, a massive, huge help, and it still is a huge help for us with the content that we've managed to get. We basically launched our online content platform during the Isle of Man TT, which is probably the biggest road racing event in the world. If anyone's not heard of it, you should check it out. It's really cool. It's in a small island in between the UK, an island called the Isle of Man, and it's a fantastic event that happens every year. Unfortunately, this year, due to COVID, it was cancelled, and we decided to launch our new platform, when the event was supposed to be on, and just tried to create a virtual experience for race fans really that couldn't make the event. So, we did plenty of stuff, but this was a huge part of it, which, the competition that we ran with you guys, photography and video competition, just to basically celebrate the TT, look back on past memories. So we were asking people to upload, photos from previous events, videos from previous events, and just getting a new audience engaged, and it was really successful, really. So we're a new company. We just launched. It was basically in May, the event. So May into June, and yeah, we're now moving forward, and we'll be doing all different events. So yeah, basically we're a content platform.
Yeah, beautiful. Much. So you saw, I guess, what prompted you to run a contest in the first place was for, I guess, sourcing user-generated content. Would that be the key objective that you were looking to achieve, Aidan?
Yeah, definitely, because, with the brief, the objective, for us was to create as many sort of interactive experiences for Isle of Man TT fans. So we were doing, over the 2-week period that the event was on, we did quizzes, we had live podcast shows, and this competition was a huge part of basically getting people to share their memories. So we thought, if we can incentivize that, it's going to encourage people to upload content, which is exactly what we did. So and it was amazing what we did with that content. It actually formed the backbone of the whole sort of launch, really, because we were the podcasts would promote the competition. We sort of we used the content in the quiz that we did, sort of looking back at previous events, where's this photo from? So we really used the content that we got from the photo and video competition to sort of complement every single aspect of this launch that we did. And we've grown from 0 at the beginning to, obviously we launched, to just short of 15,000 followers on Facebook. Really engaged audience as well, who really understand that we're authentic and we care about the fans, because we from the initiatives that we've done, we've managed to cement ourselves, and we're on the way to creating a really strong brand, a really engaged audience. And this is a big part of that.
So Aidan, tell us a little bit some of the critical factors that led you to choose LaunchPad 6. What was it that attracted you to LaunchPad 6, and what were some of those key things that you were looking for?
Yeah, we pretty much, it was a very quick sort of planning period for this whole launch for the Isle of Man TT. And straight away, I'd always been keen to explore user-generated content and competition. So I got stuck into researching. I spent about 5 days researching. I had plenty of Zoom calls with different companies. And I just felt that there was things lacking every time I spoke to different companies, and the main thing that I was actually focused on was was being, the content, especially the video content, that it would be uploaded to the site. And a lot of the companies that I was looking at would say, oh, it has to be a YouTube link. And it just didn't work for me, because I'm thinking, well, would I upload a video to YouTube and then link it through to the website? Probably wouldn't. It's too many attrition points. So I was really put off by those companies. It wasn't going to work. And then I found LaunchPad 6, basically you guys, and obviously you accommodate for the, you allow uploads. So, you cater to that, and it was a big thing for me. So it just went from there, really. I organised the call with the team. They were really friendly, really helpful, and really supportive. We didn't have a lot of time to set this up. We needed as much support as possible, and the guys at LaunchPad 6 made it very clear that they could help us with all aspects of setup, walk us through the process, be there on, when, if we needed them throughout the event, which we did. So, it was just basically the customer service and the technology just seemed way above everyone else, really, from what I could see. And it was it's the first time I've done this, and we've done this, and, after 5 days, you guys stood out. So
beautiful. And I must say, the site looked really good. It's actually quite impressive, and we've actually already promoted it on our website, because it's a lovely looking site for others to really get some inspiration from. So
it's really nice, colourful, really good. I mean, we got plenty of support from you guys as well, from LaunchPad 6. We didn't have a lot of time to really work out the specifics of the platform in terms of custom building it yourself. I believe it's quite a simple process. It certainly looks simple, but it was just we had so much going on with planning everything else that we just lent on the team for quite a lot of support with the development, and it was all done on time. Timelines were met to perfection and everything. So it was really important that was the case, because we were working towards a really tight deadline. The Isle of Man TT was only on for 2 weeks, and we really wanted to hit within the event. So we managed to do that with the support of the team. Yeah.
So what do you think the biggest benefits that came out of the competition, Aidan? Like, if you were to look back now and look at what you were looking to achieve versus what you did achieve, what do you think would be the number one, or some of the key things that you really achieved out of running the campaign?
I think there's a couple of things that I really, to be honest, now I'm thinking about that. I mean, obviously the amount of content that you get, is just phenomenal, really. You're going to get content. That's the purpose of the objective. But when you actually get it and you realize, and you can store that away, and it's, you've kind of got the permission to use that, as you like. Obviously it's restrictions, but you realize that we've now got content for a very long time, and for next year's Isle of Man TT, we've got so much content that we can continue to engage with our audience with. It's just amazing. But also, what I've just, something that's ongoing now is that relationships with the photographers who actually submitted the photography. I mean, because we actually went with a video and photo competition. We weren't quite sure which way to go, so we went with both. But it turned out that photography really led the way with it, and you can tell why. It's because it's very nostalgic with the Isle of Man TT. So people were putting in old photography, and video's not really like that. Video's only been around for so long, really, hasn't it? So the photography really took over. But now, I got a message yesterday from the guy who won the competition. He basically reached out to say that he's going up to an event, to a motorsport event, and do we want him to do some photography for us. So we've actually cemented ourselves, which is really good for the brand, is it's like collaborating with people. So it was almost like we helped these local photographers, from the Isle of Man, and not all of them from the Isle of Man, but we actually gave them a platform to showcase their work. That was probably one of the big benefits for me as a brand manager. It was, he's cementing those relationships, because now he reaches out to us. We don't know where it's going to go, but we could have someone going all around the country weekly as a photographer, reporting from the events, and that's kind of what we set out to do, is to be this sort of like real, authentic, human platform. You know what I mean? That's actually really supportive of the motorsport community, and that's something that I didn't expect. But I'm hoping that's also as well.
So that was an unexpected benefit, I guess, of running a campaign we never really thought of in the past. Yeah,
definitely. And also as well, we're talking to the top 5 at the moment to actually sell exclusive limited edition prints of their work, you know. So we're actually, you don't expect that in the beginning, you know. You just think, oh, I'm going to get content, you know what I mean? But actually, I think the relationships and the initiatives that we'll do going forward will probably help a lot from the competition. It gives a lot of confidence to actually work with the community, which is a big thing. So
yeah, that's great. That's really good. So as far as the LaunchPad 6 solution is concerned, what types of services were provided, and how did you find that? Like what did the team do for you, and how did you find that?
Yeah, I suppose, well, the development of the website was a big thing. So the dev team were brilliant, actually, to be honest. No, absolutely zero issues whatsoever with anything that they did. They walked me through some of the coding as well, which was interesting. So, you know, if I wanted to change something, it was like, just go in there, be careful, but, you know, which helped, because, you know, I can work my way around that type of thing. But I've never actually coded before, so I can now code a little bit, you know. So, and they you know, set up the you know, the domain, the hosting, all that kind of stuff. You know, the tech stuff in the beginning was really seamless. You know, you reached out to me and that's told me, you know, we need to do this, and so that felt good from the beginning. I never felt like I was on my own with it, you know what I mean? It was always
beautiful.
Support was always there. And then just the chat support as well, I think, was really good. You know, every time I had a question, it was always responded to, you know, perfectly. It went over and above in many, you know, in many times. You know, it was almost like, you know, you kind of think, sometimes you think, oh, I'm asking too much here, you know what I mean? But you just did it. So I felt that was really good. Support was great, actually, to be honest, technically. So
excellent. That's great feedback. Really good feedback. So what about your future plans, Aidan, around competitions? And I guess, do you see LaunchPad 6 as part of those plans for moving forward, particularly where you're looking at user-generated content and running competitions?
Yeah, definitely. I think that we could, we'll certainly look at it again, for sure. I mean, the team were like blown away by it, you know. You know, we work with a marketing team and they're just astounded by the amount of content that they've got to work with, you know what I mean? It's just like, they've got a file stored away there and they're just dipping into it every now and again, you know, running paid ad campaigns to grow the page with. And it's just, you know, it's priceless, really, to be honest. So, you know, we're now moving into sort of different motorsport events. So we've got the British Superbike racing at the moment, which we're running sort of live shows around. But I think we'll definitely be back with LaunchPad 6, most probably for the next year's Isle of Man TT. It's that the nostalgia around that event is what really carried the competition. So, you know, it's almost, and also the visuals at that event. I know we're talking about specifically about the event, but, you know, it's a very unique event. You know, a lot of motorsport events are kind of, you know, that they look the same, you know, so we don't think we'd get quite the same impact from other events. The Isle of Man TT is very special, so I think that helped a lot. So I think we'll be back next year for the TT for sure.
Yeah, beautiful. That's great to know. And I guess just lastly, and I guess most importantly, what are some of the learnings and advice that you would give other people looking to run a competition? Anything you learned out of this experience, Aidan, or things that you do differently, or things that worked really well? Any thoughts around that?
The prize is massive, to be honest. You know, I think the prize that you offer is huge. I think if I was to have any sort of criticisms of our prize, I think they could have been a little bit stronger, to be honest, I think, you know, but we didn't have a lot of time to plan. So it was kind of like, you know, I think we felt like in the end, you know, we've got plenty of uploads, plenty of engagement, but I think we probably could have times 5'd it, you know, or tenfold, you know, the amount of entries that we got if the prize would have been like really, really strong. But that's a learning, you know, and I think that next year we'll just offer a better prize and we'll get more uploads. But also as well, to be honest, I think in our case, it was almost like we had to, because we didn't have a lot of time to plan it, we didn't know what to expect in terms of the volume of uploads and the team that we needed to assign to moderate the entries. So, you know, we were almost a little bit like, we understood it was a test for us. So that's not really a criticism, but really, you know, the prize is essential. But then on the moderation, you know, I think I found that very, very easy. You know, I thought that we'd be overwhelmed by, you know, sort of like work, but it's so easy to just go in there and just check the content and just basically, you know, approve it. You know, it's very, very easy. So that's something that we know for next year, that we can actually put more behind it in terms of the prize and also the marketing as well. You know, we were cautious not to like tell the whole world about this competition because we just didn't know what the volume of entries was going to be like. So we were quite sensible in our approach. But next year, I think we'll get behind it a lot more and get a lot more entries, a lot more content, really.
Yeah. On the promotional side, is there anything that you'd do differently, or was there a specific way that you promoted the competition? Like, how did you get it out to the audience, and how did you let people know about the competition that was going on?
Basically Facebook, really, all on Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
All on Facebook. Yep. We ran Facebook ads. We were running a podcast show. We had like podcast shows dedicated to the competition. So we had like a commentator from the Isle of Man TT. He was like reviewing sort of entries and talking about the stories behind the photography as well. Because that was a big part of our criteria was you must provide a write-up of the, you know, of the photos. It wasn't just about the way it looked; it was about the story behind it. So we actually we promoted it quite well organically because we were getting people on the show. So we had about 5 entrants come on the show and talk about the stories behind the photography, and I think it given an added layer to their work as well. You know, because it is photography is great, but the stories behind them are often, you know, actually make the image a lot sort of stronger and more memorable. And that's, I think that we helped the photographers like sort of bring those stories to the surface and realize how important the story is behind the image. Do you know what I mean? So Facebook was great for it, to be honest. Paid ads as well. We ran some paid advertising. So
okay, great. Oh, beautiful. Well, Aidan, thank you so much for joining us today, mate. I really appreciate your time, and it was great to have you on board. As a customer, you're a joy to work with, and I know that you'll be back, and we'll be working again together on our next campaign. So until then, have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you again soon, no doubt.
Right, mate. Cheers, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, like I said, we'll be back next year. Cool.
No worries.
Take care.
Good on you, Aidan.
Cheers. Bye.